Vill du veta, ska jag svara? Du behöver bara vara. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Ingen oro, ingen fara. Här finns inget att försvara. Här är bortom samsara. Här är Gud alla Ishvara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Bara vara här. Vart kan du gå? Vart kan du fara? Hur kan du glömma eller spara? När här är det självklara. En sanning, det underbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Kristallklara, uppenbara. Bara vara här. 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 Det är allt jag kan förklara. Du är det uppenbara. Behöver bara vara. Bara vara. an ocean in my heart. You in my heart, an ocean in my heart. You. A white bird is carrying me. Her name is Grace. She takes care of me. She flies me to the deep blue. She brings me to you. We have to drown here completely if we truly want to live. So take a look in every mirror. Until you find you can't be seen. In my heart, an ocean. In my heart, you. In my heart, an ocean. In your heart, I
No introduction. Just an invitation. You're invited to introspection, internal inquiry. Past the individual to the indivisible. Inner innocence. Intuitive intelligence. Instantly inspiring. going inwardly to infinity, including all inclusively. It's ingrained inherently. No sin within, no in to win, yet invincible. See into seeing, from the invisible, invariably intact, inhabiting the inside of all and with. A dive into the divine, dive into the informationless, impregnated with the inconceivable, incubating the indefinable. Gradually, the incomplete becomes intolerable. The end of the inauthentic is inescapable. With some insistence, the innermost will be known as inseparable, not incredible, indeed inevitable. Innerly inspecting, investigating. Through the instrument of insight, tune in. Initial intensities indicating that the end of the influence of incorrect interpretation is incoming. Increasingly, the innate is inclined to its independence from the investment of the infected incident called the intellect. The interest in interpersonal interactions is interrupted. Remain indulged yet inactive, in tune yet inaudible, without intention of income, come in just the coming in. Now no more words, just inwards.
Thank you, my dear. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Satguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Over the years, I've heard many resistances. Also, I've had many resistances before I met Guruji to the simple truth, the simple pointing. One of the biggest resistances has been, it can't just be this. It must be something else. We hear this often. When we say that the simple awareness is what you are, then something inside wants to fight that because this is too just simple, easy. There's no story we can paint around that. So the mind says, There must be something. Because all throughout our spiritual journey, we've heard about the glory of this self-realization, the glorious divinity of the liberation of one. You see? And here we find, but I've always been this. It's always been at the root of what is here. Prior to all appearances, I have only been this. And then when we discover that this is what, no audio? If you can hear, just put a thumbs up or something. Can you hear? Okay. So David looks like David is having some problems with audio. So when we discover that, and especially when I speak, I say you don't even have to try to be that, because you cannot leave that. At least this pointing was there, where everyone says, be that, abide in the self. Even Bhagwan said, abide in the self. But this is a simpler time, maybe. It's been made even simpler. Simpler time, maybe, where we say, okay, leave that and show. So that's why I said that abidance at best must have meant don't pretend to be something you are not. What else is there to abide in? Because the truth is the truth, is not leaving. By definition, the truth is not leaving, it is not coming and going. So what else is there to abide in? Except that we keep our power of belief in our pocket. We don't pretend to be this or that. And what can we pretend to be? We can only pretend to be something that is appearing. Only pretend to be something that is appearing. And if something is appearing, then it is disappearing. This is the root of all suffering. Because we pretend to be something that is appearing, then when it is disappearing, we want to make this that appears and disappears, this that comes and goes, we want it to be permanent. But this can never be. But in wanting to make the appearance permanent, we pretend as if we have forgotten what we truly are, which is the permanence itself. So when it is seen that I cannot be that which comes and goes, I have always been here through all my delusions. Then something says, but what's so great about this? Initially, the mind can say like, so what's so great about this? There must be a level forward, level next. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it can be like that. So maybe Ananta has not found it. Because he is a regular guy, he wears regular clothes. He doesn't have Swami or something in front of his name. So maybe there is something. He's a well-meaning guy, but maybe he's not discovered it. See? And in contemplating this, we see that what could be another experience which has been missed. But for that experience to happen, doesn't there first need to be the awareness of it? To discover the level next, wouldn't there first need to be the awareness of that level next? So this is at the root. And we've seen that no matter what the state is, this awareness remains untouched. So even intellectually, if we were to look and to ask, so what should be the nature of the true self? Say it must be invincible, it must be immortal, it must not be coming and going, it must not be attacked or hurt. It cannot suffer. This must be the nature of the true self, even intellectually, if you were to contemplate. You see? And this awareness fits in perfectly with all of this definition. It is not coming and going through any state, through anything that time and space is bringing. There is no way that this pure witnessing can be attacked by anything phenomenal. It cannot be made full by anything phenomenal. There's always infiniteness within it. You see? It is the immortal one. Through all the appearances, it remains. You see, so when we hear like this, then we say, ah, okay, I like those attributes, immortal, invincible. So maybe this is the truth, the supreme. Like that, we have to use these words sometimes. So just so that you can accept the truth of who you are. But actually, no label suffices. Because we can say supremely magnificent and also say supremely nothing. There is nothing phenomenally and nothing definitely in language that can be used to describe the truth of what we are. Very beautiful something I was reading on the weekend by Khalil Gibran. And he says that one morning I woke up and I forgot to put on any of my 7 masks. Very beautiful. He says I have 7 masks that I put on. And one morning I woke up and I forgot to put on any, I'm paraphrasing of course, forgot to put on any of my 7 masks. And this was the first time I experienced the truth. So the identity, the personhood, this is what he would mean by masks. So if the waking happens, the presence of I am is there, but we don't then put on any mask after that. What is missing in this? Nothing is missing in this. So this mask of identity, this mask of ideas about who we are. And as consciousness, it is completely in our power to not put them on. Just like it is in our power to put them on, to give them our belief or not to. Because sometimes many of us I see fall into this Advaita trap. You say there is no identity, therefore who should not believe? But this don't believe your thoughts, don't believe your next thought is not a pointer for the identity. Why would I waste my time telling the identity to do something when it doesn't exist? This pointing is just a monologue that consciousness is having with itself. So here it is recognizing that there is this power of belief, the power to pretend to be a person. Therefore, it is speaking to itself, saying it is only leading to identity, to person. And then immediately we are brought to the right now. There is nothing ever wrong with the right now. It is neither right nor wrong. It is just what it is. Maybe it was Shakespeare who said something like this. Nothing is ever right or wrong except when we think about it. So all these clues have been around forever. Just now, who am I? Without my stories, without my ideas, who am I? If the truth is true, then it must be present here right now. Stop all waiting. Stop all waiting for mental confirmation. And just report from the right now. It cannot escape you. Don't believe any ideas that I'm still not there yet or something like this. The truth cannot escape you because you are it. Don't try to become the truth. Before you can decide what to do to get freedom, you are free. Before you can take one step towards freedom, you are free. But the identity can never be free. And if you're going to be frustrated about the fact that the identity is not free, then it's going to be a long, long frustration. The infinite frustration will be this one. This is why, this is my, you see, delusion, that we even have to say this, that we even have to say that the identity cannot be free, gives us a clue as to why this is such a big delusion. Why? Because identity does not exist. The identity is just a set of ideas. It does not exist. Therefore, so simply it is seen it cannot be free. It does not exist. And yet, this is the power of our belief. Because we have believed and believed the existence of this non-existent one. That's why we want to make it free. Such is the power of this play. And it's completely possible that in 5 years, we could be in another level in the play. I don't know whether any of you track the technology news, but Facebook has this device called Oculus Rift, which I've spoken about in the past as well. Now it's available for sale, the first models of Oculus Rift. I mean, you put on this headset and you're transported in a different world. I haven't experienced it. This is what I've heard. You're transported in this virtual reality and it seems very real. You see? So it could be that 5 years later, there's a Ananta inside the Oculus Rift sharing satsang over there trying to convince you that this world that you're in, the Oculus Rift, is just a virtual world. That's all that's going on. And what would I say? Just discover who you are. What were you prior to this appearance? Before all of this starts coming. The trouble is that you're attaching to something that is appearing here. Just go beyond that. You see? Inside that virtual reality system also, this would be exactly the same. Because actually it is exactly the same. So we don't know at what level of this play, at what iteration of this play we are in right now. Okay, so let's take this example a little bit further. So you put on this headset. What part of you do you carry into this game? Really contemplate. What part of the originality of you do you carry into this game? Has the being changed? The being is the same. The identity could be different. The body is obviously different because you're in this virtual reality and you have this computer body. But the being is the same. It's constant. And the awareness, the content is changing, but the awareness remains the same. So this remains unchanging. Consciousness and awareness. Awareness itself. And even in this realm, we have seen that this content here is coming and going. I cannot attach to it. See, even emotions, external world objects, people, relationships, money. That is why in this game, I feel that the questions, can you stop being now? And am I aware now? Are very vital. Because these two questions take you beyond the realm of appearances. So do we want help for this character that is coming or going? Or is it something more primal than that? Is this urge for freedom more than the quest which is personal? This is what I mean when I ask, because I know this question can cause some confusion. When I ask, are you done playing now? This is what I mean. Is this urge for freedom more than just a personal desire? Because if it is just a personal desire, then it will not be fulfilled. How to check this? It's an interesting question. It's a very interesting contemplation. But in a sense, we check that in every satsang, because nothing personal is offered here. And yet we continue to be. And every day, more or less, I repeat that I have nothing here to offer for your identity. There's nothing I can do for you personally. So I've been reading this book. I've been reading fiction for the first time after many years, actually. And I've been reading this book I was sharing the other day with, by Murakami, called Norwegian Wood. And just, I was reading it, I was reading the words, and then this simple contemplation came, where are these words being experienced right now? Because it's always been part of us, for us to assimilate from this seeming world. We don't look at even this simple question. Where are these words being processed, witnessed right now? Beautiful, isn't it? Even now, these words are being witnessed where? This sound, these words which seem to be coming from this body, where are they being witnessed?
It happens at many levels.
What is the first level? Not the first level, but the deepest level. So this word is coming. Where is it being experienced?
First of all, as sound,
Yes.
that's then there is meaning being attributed to the sound.
Yes. Before meaning. So there is just sound. Where is it being experienced?
Just being heard.
Being heard where? We can say here, or we can say inside me.
Inside.
We can say inside, something like this. But there is nothing which we can say is experienced outside me. For the experience to happen, there must be a me. The sense I am must be present. That's why in sleep there is no experience. There is no me to experience. So the prerequisite for all experiencing is this presence of being I am. Yes? So this I amness is our most natural phenomenal functioning. Everything is inside me. Everyone with me so far? Everything is very simple, don't make it complex. Everything is experienced inside me. Any dispute with that? I'm not even saying where it appears outside or inside. Let's leave that aside. Or simply I'm saying everything is experienced inside me. Fine? Yes? Yeah? Yes or no? So this, that is experiencing all of this sense of I amness. What experience can make it suffer? What experience doesn't it want? This that is the experiencer of all. What experience is it resisting?
There seems to be something that pushes it out of its state of neutrality. The default state is neutral, and most inputs allow the continuation of the neutrality. But there seems to be something that when the emotional body reacts to some unpredictable input, it is moved away from the state of neutrality.
All emotions. So moving away from the state of neutrality, when you are saying, means that there is some seemingly negative emotion that can come.
There's
or some strong
palpable disturbance, either off, it's off center, either positive or negative.
So this experiencing of this emotion, where is it experienced? Inside the same me, isn't it? Now, how has the appearance of this emotion shaken the sense of being? Has it moved it at all?
That remains.
It remains, isn't it? So that is the main point. That the states could be anything, coming and going inside this. It could be emotions, it could be physical pain, it could be feelings of bliss and joy. All of these experiences can be coming and going inside me and experience inside me. And when I say me, I'm not talking about the identity now. I'm talking about the sense I am. So inside this space of being, all of this is coming and going. But this space of being is not suffering because of any appearance. Even the appearance of emotions, which we call suffering, is coming inside of it and doesn't take so much space as our mind would like us to believe. So when some anger comes or some fear comes, if you were to really look at it, it just takes up a small amount of space inside my space of being. And it is not being that is complaining about it. It is only always the mind which is complaining about it. And this complaining mind is also just a small appearance inside my space of being. So all the symptoms which seem to be appearing are also just minor appearances within your being, isn't it? And the best part of all this is that even if there was something that could shake our own being, the infinite sense of being, even then, who am I in all of this? I still remain the witnessing even of this space of being. So firstly, nothing ever happens to being. The being is not suffering with anything. And even if there was something that could come and shake being itself, even being I am not, I am the witnessing of this. It is a part of me. I am not a part of it. If some of your minds are saying this is going too far, then don't believe it. It's very simple what I'm saying. Maybe I should sell it to you better. So if I say that this will introduce you to your immortality, you're coming to the discovery of that, which is not in resistance to any appearance. And if there is fear or attachment to any appearance, then we cannot come to this sense of neutrality. In the intensive, I remember we did a simple exercise, which was to just look at what is the appearance which I'm still fearful about. And very quickly, this points us to our strongest attachments and our deepest identities. Just follow the tail of fear, and we'll see where we still seem to attach. So, in truth, we find that this being is infinite and everything is allowed. And I, as awareness, am unconcerned even with what comes and goes for being. Then the only trouble ever is my pretense, my belief in what the mind is saying. I actually sometimes wish there was something else. Because I know sometimes you get tired of hearing this. There was something else, there'd be some variety. But this is all there is. So if there's something which is not clear for anyone, you can ask. I know my satsangs are becoming more and more monologue. Mhm. Jesh had said, yes, Father, it comes from deep within. It has nothing to do with Jesh. Omkar says, in a way, it seems the greatest blessing that the personal desire gets and remains unfulfilled. Yes, since the person doesn't exist. Aparna said, there is no reference point to anything at all. And then she says, Father, full power. Your words just like grenades hitting to the core. Wow. Thank you, Father. Just so wanted to hear, only to hear all this. Such a pure joy listening to you. So grateful for this. Your words are just entering my heart straight into the heart. All is simpler than the simplest. Thank you. Very good.
Father, can I come in?
Welcome, my dear. Welcome.
Do you read me?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Very well.
so it is all clear. Yeah, there's nothing to be unclear. Whatever is unclear is not true.
Yes, exactly.
This is the experience here. But then the but.
Yeah.
There are things like the deep sleep state and the sex thing you talked about.
What is the first? Before the sex thing, what is it?
The deep sleep state.
Sleep state.
My mind is now having some doubt. Still, this is my, I don't know how to call it, but this is my unbelief in this way. Can you hear me better now?
It's okay. We're missing a few words here and there.
So wait, I have no sound. I lost my sound.
Oh, I can.
I try to reconnect. Wait.
Okay, my dear.
Can you say something?
Yes. Can you hear
No.
this? It's okay. No? Oh.
I try again.
Yes, just come into the angle. Okay, while Stephen is trying to reconnect, let's read Amaya's question. Amaya says, Father, when you say I as awareness, I am has the non-phenomenal beingness. Empty save itself, but I am awareness is then an I here at all, as in our identity, our only identity as one before all. Let me read this again. Father, when you say I as awareness, I am has a non-phenomenal beingness. Okay. So, as you know, usually what I say is I as awareness is the non-phenomenal. I am is the root phenomena or beingness. Okay? And why do we say the root phenomena? Because although no identity is here yet, but all the forces of this phenomenal manifestation, including the forces of belief and leading to identity, are present now. Okay? So that's why we call this I amness or Om the primordial vibration or the root phenomena. Then you say empty save itself. Yes, I as awareness is empty, save itself. Perfect, perfect. But I am awareness. Is there here an I here at all, as in our only identity as one before all? This awareness is undeniably I, but not in the way that we have used I in the past. Why is it undeniably I? Is because there is the existence of this I, the existence of this awareness, which is not separate from what I am. Prior to, I know you have the ears to hear this, so we'll say it like this. Prior even to the birth of being, even prior to the sense I am, awareness is what I am. Prior even to the sense of I am, awareness is what I am. Because sleep is my experience. Okay? So we can say that this is what I am impersonally. But it is I that is this. So as Bhagavan said, this I, when we say I, it is awareness itself. And when it becomes the I, that means the dynamic aspect of it, or the I am. The I and the I am are the same. So it is not I in the sense of nothing to do with identity, no attribute, no quality at all, and yet undeniably I. I hope I'm making some sense. Or just awareness aware. Yes, just awareness aware. But this awareness is what I am. We might as well say I instead of awareness. No location, obviously, but sense of I am aware. Yes. Is there I here who can say this? The I that I am is awareness. So as Bhagavan said, awareness is another name for you. This you, what does he mean? This I. Is it? I know, I'm just laughing because if I'd heard words like this 15 years ago, what is he talking about? No, thank you, my dear. Thank you. I'm glad it is making some sense. The true I is synonymous with awareness. So when we say awareness, we are talking about the true I.
Ananta, I think it's working now. Can you hear me?
Yes, 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 I can hear you very well. How about you?
Okay. Yes, I hear you. I hear you now.
Very.
So I try again. What I try to convey here. First, I had a very bad night, like Eckhart Tolle told. He had one bad night, and this was it last night. And
You had a bad night, you said?
yes, I had a bad night last night, and I try to stay as the awareness. But I try to stay. I have been the awareness, but every time I slipped in again and came aware, slipped in again, came aware. This is many times I had this. I thought this was last. I hope it is the last night, but it wasn't. I fear. So anyway, maybe you can help me to overcome my disbeliefs. I have two things coming up last days. You talked about. You mention always deep sleep state, and this is something my mind really fights. Yeah, because last days you talked about the chain between the two wake states, and for me it's a body. For you, it's nothing. In this way, as I understood it here. So what came up here is I have never an experience of deep sleep. I cannot have. It's only a memory in my mind. I can talk later about. Yeah, I have been sleeping. So memory for me is a body-mind function. Yeah. So what can I report about deep sleep? I can say, okay, I slept. Yeah. And maybe I can also say there was nothing in deep sleep. But it's not true. This is not my experience in this way, because it's only memory. And this is something of course, this is a question from the person. Yeah, this is a new question to keep alive. I know this. The other thing is with the sex thing. You told this is like hunger. Sex thing.
Can we take one by one, because then I'll forget what you said about.
Yeah, actually, I want only to come to the root, because these are disbeliefs, and I try to not believe my disbeliefs. Yeah,
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is. For someone else, it's something else. Yeah, I think. But maybe we can bring in here.
So let's start with the sleep thing, and then we come to the sex thing. So it's actually quite simple. Imagine there's a state that nobody knows about, because there is no awareness of it. So there is another state which exists, which nobody knows about. It's possible. You see, we have no memory of it. You see, but sleep is not like that. Sleep we know about. All humans, including children, know about it. Isn't it? Even a child says, I went to sleep and I woke up. In the classroom, I was so sleepy, I went to sleep and the teacher had to wake me up. You see, even a child says this. So how is it that we are aware that something exists called sleep state? There could be hundreds of other states which we are not aware of.
But Anantaji, we are not aware of sleep state. We may be aware, but we are always aware afterwards. We are conscious after we woke up in the conscious state. We have a memory about deep sleep. There's nothing aware there's no consciousness about aware deep state. You understand what I mean? This is something I hang, because of course for me it's a body-mind function. Yeah, we're sleeping and body-mind functions shutting down something. We have no consciousness. We lost consciousness. Unconscious. We go through in time, of course, and then we wake up and say, "Oh, I slept well." That's only memory. It's a body-mind function memory, but it's not my actual experience. I have no actual experience of deep sleep.
Okay, so we say that I lose consciousness, and this is body-mind function, and I lost consciousness. You see? So who is the I that lost consciousness? Cannot be consciousness. Something lost consciousness.
It cannot be awareness. Awareness is still there, because we know we lost consciousness. Yeah?
Yes, so something must be aware that consciousness is lost. Yes, the reporting of it. I think the trouble that we are having is that we're confusing the reporting of it with the experiencing of it. You see, the reporting can only happen in the presence of being, when consciousness is here. But can the experiencing of it happen like this here? You see, you find that there was an experience, and of course, the way to report on any experience is only through memory. When it comes from the past, you see, it is only through memory. And if that is seen, that I don't want to rely on my memory for anything, then even this question will not trouble you, because right now this question doesn't exist.
I see it now, because the only thing constant in all this is my awareness of
Yes.
this. Even if it's only memory, I'm aware of memory. Yeah. So there's actually nothing troubling me. Yeah. Even my memory and belief in the memory and belief in the past and future, this is only some game in the awareness. Now I see it. Yeah. But this is the mind.
Very good.
Every time you see Ananta.
Every time what happened?
Yeah, my mind is like hooking, like taking off from the hook, like the telephone, and the chatter begins, yeah, and you buy it.
Yeah.
And after you bought it, you think about, yeah, you know how it's working. But some of these beliefs or disbeliefs are really, turning this being around again, yeah, in the wrong direction. This is happening for everyone, and but this is not asked and this is not talked about, I think, It has to come out to be converted in something else, as you're often told.
Yes, all belief actually is taking us towards the false, because the truth does not need belief. The truth is prior to any belief.
Yeah, and it's so important for the person. Yeah, oh, my belief is so important. I'm so important. So important belief. I have to talk with Ananta about it because this is all wrong. Yeah, and maybe it has to be like this. I have to talk with myself to get these energies in flow somehow. The other thing was the sex thing. You talk, yeah, sex is like hunger. Yeah, if I am hungry, I go to the fridge and eat. Or if I have nothing to eat, I go shopping. Or if I have no shopping, no money, I find something in the rubbish bin. Yeah. And this is sex is different. If I have sex is something, of course I can have sex with myself, but actually need two. Yeah. If you have not two, you are suffering by hunger. If you can buy, you can look in the rubbish, but this is not the same. Yeah. So this is a different quality. The same is with dream state and awake state. This is different qualities.
Yeah.
I cannot remember that I have in dream state I have any memory. Yeah. Thinking about so much. Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, I'm flying. I'm dreaming. I'm fighting with the dragon. But I'm not thinking about later what I have done wrong in this way. Understand? Different qualities. So to compare the states, this is for me it's really dangerous in fact, yeah? Because it's not working.
Yes. It can seem so when you start a dream. Does it seem like you're just in a new place and you don't recognize the people that are around you? Or in a dream?
Yeah, I don't question it.
Mhm.
I don't question my dream in dream.
Yes, but there are many,
Actually, I am there.
many who do. And many have had these lucid dreaming experiences also, and they say they come to this realization that it's just a dream. You see? There is a contemplation that happens seemingly within the dream. You see? So both memory and the ability to think are present in the dream state as well. Actually, I don't see any difference.
Somehow, in the waking state, the dream state, yeah, of course, when I wake up now from the waking state, it will be the same like now I am in the waking state, for me, the dream state.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure, yeah, of course, because the point of view is making everything. The level, yeah. As I told, there's everything is seen here, and everything is true for me. Yeah, there's nothing. And you told also, if you're really done by this game, yeah, of course I'm done. I'm so done. Yeah, but I'm still playing, and I see that, and I don't judge it. Yeah, so many years I'm following now. And something I want to say now before I switch off. Moji was only preparing, yeah, one step on the stair to you. Your pointing is so direct, yeah. Moji was only preparing me for this many years. 4 years I follow Moji, and I came to you, and this was the hit on my head. So thank you for this, my love.
I just want to say one thing about this is that even the other day I was sharing with someone that all expressions of even the ones who have discovered the truth about themselves can be different. See? But for me, number one will always be my because he took this, and again we have to talk about the movement in the play only. So in the movement of this play, what was happening was this very confused, full of concepts, and yet full of devotion, one showed up at my father's feet, and just with one glance, just in the looking into my eyes, his grace flowed so beautifully. Mhm. And of course, it is only one Satguru, which is the inner presence, but I'm always grateful to the living embodiment of this Sadguru because he made the truth of who I am so clear just by one look. So it could be anything might happen in this phenomenal play after this. Nothing here can take away from the fact that all that speaks from here is because of his grace. And of course, it is only him which is speaking, you see. Even this, he was speaking like that over there, he's speaking like this over here. He is the Sadguru, and his form is the embodiment, at least in this life, of the Sadguru. So actually, I find no trouble in saying that me and my father are one, and at the same time, I will only always be at his feet. You see, I know it can seem like duality in some sense, but I don't find the dichotomy in that.
It is my game, and so everything's evolving like it has to be. Yeah, and whatever you say, there is no difference. Yeah, I've been emojis present, and you are melting. You are melting immediately, like ice in the warm sun. Yeah. And so this expression here is now between of us, and
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Aparna, I typed this earlier before my show of devotion, so I'm presuming she wasn't talking about. She says, Bhagwan says, why all this show of respect and devotion? You typed this earlier, no? Who here taught you all this hypocrisy? What do you gain? She's frozen over there. I can't see her moving, so I'm not sure.
Bhagavan said it to somebody like that.
Yes, so that's what she's. I know, but I'm saying that she's reminding me. She typed it before.
Sorry, Father, it was not meant to like that. Today I read it somewhere and it resonated with my heart. So I was not sure because I always hear you talking about the devotion and respect. And for me, I've never felt not only to any gurus, even before I believed in God and the idols and temples and all those things. I've done so many pujas and all. But even though I've done it so sincerely, but I've never felt that devotion inside. So I was always wondering whether I really knew the meaning of devotion. And today when I read that, it's like, yes, I didn't actually have these things from the beginning. So what does this mean? What he says? I always felt that I was wrong. I'm not fit for this devotion and all those things. But something resonated with my so nothing to do with your father. Sorry.
No, it's good. Let me read it out. What do you gain by it? Can't you just be natural? I feel that from what I feel of what Bhagavan would have said, because he has also said that Jnana and Bhakti are both true and both the way to get to the truth. You see? So when he is talking about like this, my feeling it could be more of the demonstrative or ritualistic form of expressing it. It could be more like that. Can't you just be natural? So we find that this feeling can be there that I'm not devotional at all, And yet, you call me father, you feel happy in the presence of satsang. You feel like there's so much love for the teacher here. That itself is devotion and it's very natural. So it's not about the way of expression, but more in terms of what is it that appears in your heart. And my feeling is that when the sense of Ananta comes to you, you feel a lot of love about it. Sometimes you can also have a sense of anger and irritation about it, which is fine, which is every daughter is entitled to that. But I know that predominantly is the sense of love. So this itself is devotion. Nothing else needs to be added on top because this is the most natural. You see, what is needed is a pure and sincere heart. Yes, Father, I never felt this respect and devotion so far in my life. No, this is not true. You already say, Father, I have never felt this respect. You say, Father, I have never felt this respect. This is not true. Even to idols which I worshipped, yes, this is very common. Or any guru, or to be honest, is this okay or why is this being felt like I'm not like this, but I'm not disrespectful to. In fact, honestly, I don't know the meaning of devotion from the beginning. Devotion is just this sense of love, this sense of surrender which appears in the presence of your master and in the presence of your teacher. If you could say something about what Bhagavan meant. Yes. This show, my emphasis in what he said would be on the show part. This show of respect and devotion, which is not the main meat, you see. The main is in the sense of love and peace which you get in the presence of satsang itself is your devotion. The sense of trust in the words which appear from here itself is a devotion.
Thank you, Father. Love is always there with tantrums sometimes.
Very.
I love you so much, Father. So much. Thank you.
I feel can we just throw tantrums with anyone? Somebody we just met, can we throw tantrums with them? No, we can't. So tantrum also must come from a sense of belonging. Nitya says, I am also eating when I am not hungry. That's why when I was speaking that day and making the correlation, I said that sometimes we have issues related to hunger also. Some of us have.
I had a question about the contemplation regarding the states through which we apparently move, that is the waking, sleep and dream state. Yes. So, what is like the core to be seen when we see that we are cycling through these states? Yes. And actually, waking state seems to carry a sense of continuity, but you are saying that such continuity is non-existent. So,
very good. So 2 points there which you mentioned. First is we cycle through the states. You see? So what is there to be seen primarily is what is the I that cycles through the states.
Actually, I don't see like some base state. I actually see that there are I and there are non-I states. This like in this.
So the non-I states are for who? You see, so we can say non-I for this I. But there must be someone for whom they are, otherwise they would not be. There must be someone aware of them at least.
So that I couldn't go very far in like this distinction between awareness and deep sleep itself, because in both there is no I, and what from one you emerge into
Awareness
the
itself is the I. Awareness itself is the root I, is the true I. And this correlates exactly with what Bhagavan said, so it's not confusing for you. You see? So awareness itself is the self, the I.
which never goes.
Never goes.
It can never go.
Yes, yes, and this is our experience also, because sleep state I was aware of, dream state I was aware of, waking state I was aware of, this body I am aware of, the dream body I am aware of, this relationships I am aware of, that those relationships I am aware of. So this I never goes. All these states are coming and going for this I, which stays constant. So what is the second question?
That waking state seems to carry the
Sense of continuity.
Like
But
it takes off today
when we are in
from
the dream,
yesterday.
when we are in the dream, then does this waking state have continuity? The sense of continuity inside the dream, is this there? When we are asleep, do we know anything about what waking state? No. What you'll also see is when you wake up for an instant, you don't know anything about the identity. So it takes an instant for us to pick up the memory, it takes an instant for us to pick up this sense of body identity, the story. You just observe like that closely. There's no way to do it, just to have this intent in our heart. That's the only way we can do it. Just have this intent in your heart that I will see. And you will find that for an instant, there is no story. You're not even sure which body you're going to wake up in, seemingly. You see? So this continuity is not there. It only comes when we pick up. So then this I am becomes I am Ananta, I am Vedika. So it's no continuity, only in the start to the end of the waking state.
And even the waking state is it's not some discrete collection. Is it like being reinvented each second?
It's completely possible and plausible also for it to be like that. But just because we are in this realm, we have to put some structure around it. We can speak of it as a, morning to night continuity type thing. But it could be that I'm just experiencing this moment right now. And it could be that I go to some other realm, go to some other realm, millions of realms like that. And then after the million cycle is over, then I come back to this realm to experience the next moment. But the memory that is here now is only of this one. So it seemed like I was just here, we were just speaking. There was a previous question just now, and this. See, because the constructs of time and space are operating in this realm right now. And memory is applying to this realm right now.
So actually, what this human perspective of evolution through the waking state, like tomorrow's waking, is to somehow be better than today's waking, and you continuously build on that. It's just like doesn't stand when you do it like this.
Yes. So if you're done with all that is phenomenal, then it's completely worthless to have this sense. But as long as the sense that even if this world is here, I don't mind having some worldly wisdom. Yes? It's okay. It's part of the game. You see, but to give it reality would be the folly. To see that, okay, this game character is playing like this. So let's learn about the realm. There's nothing wrong with that. To be smarter when you go to sleep compared to when you woke up is a beautiful way to get worldly wisdom. To give it reality would be the mistake. As long as it's seen, it's part of this game, and I'm learning about various aspects of this realm, it's fine. So just no aversion also to anything. Just neutrality. If it is coming, this sense is there. I want to learn about cooking or I want to learn about food. It's okay.
One can't fall asleep, kind of move into some state that yes, it doesn't. It is true that it has no meaning. Eventually, the waking state, but to use it according to the best of one's abilities.
And this must be at the root of what the Zen master said when he said, before enlightenment, chopping wood, fetching water. After enlightenment, chopping wood, fetching water. He didn't become all Advaita and say, what wood, what water, it is all one. The movement still continues naturally. And for some, it can stop also naturally. Oh, really? Happy to see you.
Bangalore traffic usually
Doesn't treat anyone.
we are supposed to be here at 10 o'clock.
Hello, Ananta.
Yes, my dear, please come.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you say the waking state is also a dream, I mean, I kind of, it kind of creates a depression in me, feeling of depression. I don't feel very joyous about this fact. I mean, in fact, I cannot come to terms with this fact that the waking state is also a dream, and that all my near and dear ones are just dream characters. So, like, I mean, it creates a kind of depression in me. Please, could you please help me?
That's why often I've said that this realm is an illusion that is not the core of the teaching. It's an insight that many of us are having, so we share like that. But the core of the pointing is to find out who we are right now. Okay? So let's use this sense of discontentment or depression, whatever is arising, to use that as fodder for our inquiry and find out who we are. So let's start now. So you say that it's causing some frustration or something in me. Can you find out who's experiencing these? So don't put the label me so fast. Find out who this one is, who is experiencing all of these emotions.
It's me.
What does this me look like? The me that is experiencing emotion, sensations, what does that one look like?
It's, I can feel the sensations.
Yes, who can feel the sensations?
The body.
The body is only sensation.
Yes.
The body's experience is a set of sensations by who?
By me, the image.
The image can feel something?
No.
Let's look slowly, no rush. Take your time. The body is experienced as a set of sensations, and all these emotions also experience as a set of sensations. You can find out who is the experiencer of these. I know quickly the mind can come with this interpretation. See, now this is so disheartening, this is so depressing. For some it can come with the interpretation, wow, this is amazing, I'm so free. Either interpretation is not important. Even the interpretation is experienced by you. We are finding out who is this I.
I'm unable to come up with an answer. It's just me.
This is good, because to come to this stage of I don't know is very important. Because before this it can be like Prachi's, of course it's Prachi's experience. So I'm saying, where is Prachi? You said it's the body. But the body has no near and dear ones. See, for the body, every other body is the same, just another body. See? So there must be a
Yeah.
sense of a me, which has this sense that I have near and dear ones. Who is this I that has near and dear ones? Who has attachments? So very quickly now in this short conversation, we've gone from the sense of Prachi's attachments, and Prachi was believed to be the body, to just seeing that is there a Prachi really? And this is a beautiful contemplation. And if there is a Prachi, then what does she look like? Where is she? Is she inside the body, outside the body?
It comes and goes, you know.
Yeah. So if Prachi is coming and going, then who is here that knows of the coming and going of Prachi? There must be something which is aware that Prachi, the sense of Prachi is coming and going. Who is this one that is always present?
It is, yeah.
So this I, which is ever present, is awareness itself. This awareness
Mm.
is not concerned whether this world is a dream or real or any of that. It's just witnessing whatever is appearing and going.
Yeah, a bit hard to separate that
Yes, it's a bit hard.
identity.
Our habit is to believe our thoughts without inquiring into them. And now we are changing the habit. You see, the thought came, oh, this is so depressing. That means my family, my kids, whatever, are also just appearances. But another thought could have come and said, wow, this is so freeing. I'm completely free because all of this is just an appearance. Who created these thoughts? Did you decide that my next thought is going to be this? No, it just came,
Mm.
isn't it?
Uh, yeah, I practice meditation and chanting and things like that. I mean, it's just an expression of my faith. And then suddenly I read that okay, these efforts, nothing has ever happened, and things like that. When when I read these things, I mean, I get very disheartened. Like, I mean, what am I doing all this for?
Yes, but that's what we are finding now, no? I want to,
Yeah.
I have faith, I have belief, I want a better life, I am disheartened. We use these words, but already now we say, I don't know who I am. So if I don't even know who I am, how can something happen to that which we don't know? So that is why the pointing here is to stay with the root of the question. Let's stay with our self-inquiry. Let's stay with the discovery of what we are. Then once you say, yes, this is what I am, then you will find that the entire creation, everything that is appearing is in service to that. See, so all that we have wanted for ourselves, without being clear about who we are, we will find that all that we have wanted for the true self is already in service to the self only. It's only that we are mistaking who we are. That's the only trouble.
But then the sense of who we are, like, it doesn't come to everybody at the same time. I mean, a lot of weight. You don't know actually. It's so unpredictable.
Yes, yes, yes. But usually it's found that in this realm, everything is available. You see. If someone wants treatment for the body, it is available. If someone wants mind games, then mind games are available. If someone wants to discover the sense of who they are, That is why we have this lineage which talks about self-inquiry. So we must have this sense that there's this yearning here to discover who I am. If this yearning is here to discover who you are, then this satsang will make sense. But if the yearning is for something else, then this satsang will seem completely not helpful, you see. Because here what we are speaking of is directly coming to the discovery of who we are, seeing, contemplating who we are. So what is it that we are yearning for? That first, let's at least have that clarity.
Okay, when you reach the enlightened state, I mean, do you need to have a physical guru, to confirm it, or do you really need a physical presence of a guru?
This is a very good question. I see no reason why it must be that liberation can come only through the presence of a physical master. So this is the first part of what I want to say. I see no reason why it must be like this. You see? The second part of what I want to say is that I have never met one who is free from this without the presence of a physical master. Okay? So in this realm it is completely possible, although it is very rare to find, even in stories, one who came to the true realization without a master. Even Bhagavan didn't say, I don't have a master. He said, Arunachala is my master. So it is very rare, even in stories, to find one who came to the realization of the truth without a master. And yet, I feel in this realm, everything is possible. You see? But if there's a sense here that why must I want a physical master to come to the truth? You see, we must use that for our inquiry and see who is this which has some sort of an aversion to a living master or something like that. Because all the evidence in terms of data is pointing us to the fact that those who are coming to the realization of their self have reported so much devotion to their master who was available in the living embodiment. You see? If you're looking at it purely scientifically, you'll find that most 99.9% have said that there was a living embodiment of the Satguru which pointed me to the Satguru in my heart. But is it possible to awaken without a being in the physical presence of the master? I feel it is. Why not? Everything is possible in consciousness. See? But if I were to give you an answer which was more direct, I would say, yes, it is possible, but why risk it? Go to a master. I lived in the Middle East for some time. The Middle East is mostly desert. So if someone will say, can it rain in Bahrain? I used to live in Bahrain. And yes, it is possible. It rains once a year or twice a year. But will it rain on that particular day? Completely possible. But is it likely? No. So why not go to an area where it rains in that month? Like Mumbai. Go to Mumbai. You're sure that it is going to rain in those months. So go there. Rain is without rain. She catches me.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah, okay. Actually, the reason why I asked you that question is whenever I go to a guru, to an enlightened guru, and physically, it all ends up in a mess. It all ends up, and that's why, you know, that strange fear is there. I feel like an orphan. Like I've been like it's been a failure, and I've been kind of declared unfit. So I'd like to know any prerequisite for this stage of realization.
So now that you're here, just forget about past, this happened, that happened with you. You're here, no?
Yeah.
You're on the Hangout, you're here, you can watch on YouTube. All of this is completely enough for you to discover what you are. You don't need to worry about what happened in the past and it becomes a mess. Don't make any conclusions. Just you're here, nobody is stopping you from coming. As long as the sense is there that I'm here to discover the truth of myself and not for anything else, then no trouble you'll have. You're very welcome to join.
Thank you. You're very sweet.
Thank you. Uh, many have said that I'm very sweet initially, and then they call me smiling axeman and lion hiding as a sheep or something like that. Because eventually what happens is, and I can understand where that comes from, because it can be like the sweetness is like the honey which is attractive, but at the end of the day, all that we have believed about ourselves, all these ideas we've had about ourselves, will be asked to go. The sense of personhood will not be accepted. You see? And when this is asked to go, then you say, oh, but he was so sweet, now he's just so tough.
Are they actually longing for self-knowledge of peace?
That you have to say for yourself. Because all different expressions can be longing for different things. So each of you have to have this clarity about it. What do I want? Do I want the discovery of the self? Whatever the cost might be, the seeming cost might be, even if this world has to burn in front of me, is this truly what I want? Or I want one leg on both sides. Yeah? In the world also I want this is this and this. In the truth also I want. So that becomes more like a journey. Because we jump into it. If you're clear, I just want the discovery of the truth of who I am. And what happens in the life of this one is completely my master's problem, not Bhagwan's problem.
Without even assuming that peace,
Yes. Ultimately, yes. Even if it feels like I was promised peace, love, and joy. But no joy, no peace, no love is coming. And yet I only want the truth of what I am. This integrity. Feel like this? You've been in satsang now for a few months. You see? It is not easy. Because the words of satsang to the mind are just torturous. So there must be some sense of, I don't care, even if it sounds terrible to the mind, if it upsets me sometimes, it is, I'm here for the truth and I sense that being here will point me to the truth. This must be there. Then when you come just shopping around with that, they don't last in satsang.
self-knowledge is something that defeats sometimes, because it's not like knowledge and understanding. So many people who are totally with knowledge feel that this is one more kind of knowledge to be procured by what always slightly.
This is a mistake. So that's why I sometimes said I don't really. I made the distinction between knowledge with a small k and knowledge with a capital K. Because when the sages were talking about self-knowledge, they were talking about knowingness itself as what I am. You see, so this is also knowing what I am is knowing. You see, but this with the small k is conceptual concepts, is concept ideas of the truth, which has no value. Yes, but my feeling is that the sages have always had this procedure. Like when I read Bhagavan's interactions, I feel the satsangs are very similar. Right? Not comparing or anything, but just saying that.
That this knowledge of knowingness is
Yes.
like a non-standard
Yes.
procedure compared to
Picking up
other
conception.
kinds of. Sometimes it just be arrived at. You don't.
This arriving at is just the sense of letting go of all that is false. So I know what you mean when you say I'm arriving at the truth, but actually the truth has been stable. It's only that the false has now been discarded.
I think it seems like there's no particular reason why. It's like randomly beings are just. There's no particular reason why the self just like awakens or something in a particular. Right? It's just like.
There is nothing we can say is 100%. But what is found a lot of times is predominantly those who come to satsang have come to this feeling that this worldly way of this personal way of dealing with life doesn't seem to be working. There must be something deeper.
There's some, but that also is just.
It's just data. In the sense, it's just statistical.
For whom it comes and for whom it doesn't come, it's just random, right? There's no personal, there's no like choice or anything that I want to awaken. It just happens. Just too much gratitude for that.
Wisdom has that urge.
Yeah, it's just the urge that just comes automatically.
If someone had met me at 23 and said, "You're going to be sharing satsang and about the truth and God," and what? Get away from here! I don't want any. Because I was an atheist at that time, so it's completely random that way.
Namaste, Father.
Yeah. You're good. Are you coming to visit me? You're good. Are you coming to visit me?
Yes. आपने क्या बोला, Father?
I asked whether you're coming to Rishikesh.
Maybe. मेरे हस्बैंड ने मुझसे प्रॉमिस तो किया है, आगे पता नहीं. पता तो मुझे कुछ भी नहीं है.
She's saying, I don't know anything. Usually when we don't know anything, you need to know something to try. I will not know something to cry, but at least know something to suffer. If you don't know anything, how is it possible to suffer?
मुझे नहीं पता. बता ना मिलना चीकू. किससे कैसे बातें करती हूँ पता नहीं चलता। मेरा मन करता है कि जोर जोर से चिल्लाऊं।
We don't have a Hindi translator today, but let me tell you, and this is getting to both English and English. What I want to tell you is that everything is an appearance for you. जो भी अभी हो रहा है आपके लिए सिर्फ एक दृश्य है. Who is that which is watching all of it? Even the reactions which are coming to the body. जो ये बॉडी में रिएक्शन होना आ रहा है तो कौन देख रहा है? Who is the witness? Can you find that? Because as long as we are according to that which is appearing, then we are stuck in this identification as a person, isn't it? जब तक हम जो यहाँ पे आ रहा है, कभी हंसना कभी रोना, इसमें अपने आप को ढूंढते रहेंगे, तब तक जो सच्चाई है वो तो इससे पहले है. That's why the question is to find out who is aware of even these movements in the body, even the sense of frustration or joy, peace or discontentment, whatever the sense might be. Who is aware of it? क्योंकि लाइफ में ये तो चलता रहेगा, हंसना रोना, खुशी, grief, all this will keep going as long as we are saying this is happening to me. जब तक हमें लगेगा ये मेरे साथ हो रहा है, तब तक हम इसमें अटके रहेंगे ना. तो ये देखना जरूरी है कि किसके साथ हो रहा है, मैं कौन हूं, मैं क्या वो हूं जिसके साथ ये हो रहा है, या मैं वो हूं जो इसको देख रहा है. You're gone on mute, my dear.
मैं कह रही हूँ कि ये सब मेरे साथ तो नहीं हो रहा, ये सब फीलिंग्स और इमोशंस इस बॉडी के साथ हो रहे हैं.
So she says that
फिर तो दुख भी मुझे नहीं हो रहा.
Yes, because I can see the emotion not happening to me, seem to be just arising in the body.
Yes. Yes, ये तो सिर्फ बॉडी में राइज हो रहे हैं. कभी हंसना आ रहा है, कभी रोना आ रहा है, मुझे कारण भी नहीं पता. उदास हूँ क्यों नहीं पता. क्यों चीख रही हूँ, क्यों चिल्ला रही हूँ, नहीं पता. ट्राई कर रही हूँ कि ये बस मैं देख रही हूँ कि ये सब हो रहा है. ये सब हो रहा है।
The one that is seeing all of this happening, one that is seeing what is all of this happening, जो ये तो विटनेस कर रहा है, वो विटनेस को क्या कर रहा है, विटनेस को क्या
कुछ उसे कुछ नहीं हो रहा। थोड़ी देर रोने के बाद
is this witness you or is this body you?
I am not this body. मैं
Then let the body do whatever it is doing. Let the body do whatever it is doing.
जब मैं बॉडी नहीं हूँ तो होने तो छोड़। जो हो रहा है उसे मैं होने देती
So this acceptance, this allowing all the sensations, everything to come as it likes. In this acceptance, there is no ego. Another name for ego to what is. See? तो आप जैसे allow करोगे ये सब, allowed to go through you, then it's a very natural state. It is only the ego which comes and says, ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा क्यों है, वैसा होगा क्या, मैं आ पाऊंगी क्या, मैं मिलूंगी क्या. All this is just stories from the mind. What is happening is life is just happening. And you are witnessing it happening. And nothing is happening to the witnessing. Don't pick up any idea, any story. Whatever the mind is saying, you say आगे बढ़ो. See, रोड कोई मिलता है ना, you say आगे बढ़ो भैया. जब माइंड भी कुछ बोलता है, then you say आगे बढ़ो भैया. Yeah? You understand?
मैं ऐसे ही बोलूंगी आगे बढ़ो
आगे बढ़ो हवा आने दो. आगे बढ़ो हवा आने दो.
आगे बढ़ो आगे बढ़ो
धीरे चले जाओ.
Yeah.
धीरे चले जाओ.
Yeah.
You are steady.
You know, there's a new popular scam in Bangkok now. relate to what I'm saying. That comes, there's this movie that comes and it says, "Oh, aapko Hindi aati hai," which means, "Do you know Hindi?" And then they have this full story about how they came on a bus from Nasik, and now somebody has stolen all their stuff, and they want money for a ticket back. So a few years ago, first time it happened with me, I gave some 50 rupees or 100 rupees. Then 2 weeks later, another set of people, they said, same thing. Bus from Nasik, somebody stole our stuff, we want money for ticket. I said, no. Move along. This is what we have to do with the mind. The first time we experienced, we followed, and it only led to trouble and suffering and identity. Then we must not fall for the same trick again. Move along. So I'm telling you, aage badho, which means move along. Have you experienced like that, these people? So the other day, my son came back home, and he said somebody told him the same things. But thankfully, I told him this. My son came. He told him this. So I told you about
मुझे छोड़ दो मुझे छोड़ दो मुझे छोड़ दो मुझे छोड़ दो छोड़ दो हाँ जी डैडी
having some experiences around someone was asking me the other day about one of the retreats that they were watching online with Guruji. They were just screaming about so many come and they scream and shout and things. And many is in our retreat, the last day, so some of this income. It can just be that all of this release, when the space is found in the truth of what we are, then all this prior conditioning, old screams which were muffled at that time, now find their release. So it's good for all of this which has been experienced here in the past to be released. Of course, it's not so convenient when you're at home. Your family can walk into you screaming. That's why retreats are very good, because we can sit together and just be allowed to be free as we are.
I have been very lucky like this, because if something releases from me, it seems to come out like burning.
Yes.
So it's like we can also do it.
Yeah, Guruji also talks about that.
I mean,
You're ending now.
तो मुझे नहीं आ रहना नहीं है, नहीं रहना.
No, now the witness is speaking. Now the witness is speaking.
नहीं.
You didn't do आगे बढ़ो. You didn't do आगे बढ़ो. नहीं रहना है.
नहीं, यहाँ नहीं रहना. नहीं, विटनेस तो कहीं पर भी रह सकती है ना. मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रही है.
Just stay with what I've said. And you can get
समझ ही नहीं आ रही.
what I've said.
मैंने समझ ही नहीं आ रही.
Don't try to understand anything. Try to understand anything.
मैं अच्छा कुछ समझना भी नहीं. करूँगी.
I have to look at her. I have to look at her. We also have to go. I have another. You have a song? You want to sing what you sang in the retreat? Something you sang?
Anandam Anandam Brahmanandam Guru Charanam 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 आनन्दम् आनन्दम् ब्रह्मानन्दम् गुरुचरणम् आनन्दम् आनन्दम् ब्रह्मानन्दम् गुरुचरणम् आनन्दम् आनन्दम् ब्रह्मानन्दम् गुरुचरणम्. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. You're here for a few days? Or? Yes. What about Peter? Pekka? What about Pekka? You're here for a few more days? Or?
I'm leaving today.
Are you leaving today?
For a while.
Just quickly, Karamveer had said, Father, I am in Rishikesh, and wherever you are, just will be free from role by next month. Waiting for your stick to hit my ego and kill it. Thank you, thank you. And Parvati had said, such nice singing and so lovely to see. Peaceful Pekka sitting there. Love you. Pekka actually came to Satsang. You saw one of Parvati's videos first, no? On the Advaita channel, or you had seen Satsang before? My story for you is that you saw one of Parvati's videos on the Advaita channel and then you came to Satsang.
How did you first?
How did you come?
You don't remember? I remember seeing you first on the Advaita channel.
I don't remember.
It's okay.
Strange enough. I don't remember actually.
Yes, good. And Parvati is here today. So Parvati, to share your invocation, my dear.
Happy New Year.
I didn't hear you, my dear.
I said Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year to you.
Yeah. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Dhyanam Guru Murti, Pujamulam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujichi Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, ma kaschit dukapak bhavet. Asatoma satkamya, tamasoma jyotir kamya, mrichorma amritam gamya. Om
Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Murti Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you all so much for joining Satsang today. Satguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Satguru Shri Ananta Ji. Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Jayesh, for moderating today. You can turn the broadcast off now.